In 2014, the world watched in awe. A 22-year-old Colombian midfielder lit up the World Cup with skill, vision, and a left foot that seemed touched by magic. James Rodríguez wasn't just scoring goals. He was creating moments that would be replayed for decades. He became the tournament's top scorer, a national hero, and one of the most sought-after players on the planet. Real Madrid came calling. The future looked unstoppable. But less than a decade later, the story had changed. From the heights of the Bernabeu to the sidelines of forgotten leagues, James's career became a cautionary tale, a mix of misfortune, bad timing, and decisions that derailed one of football's brightest talents. This is the story of James Rodríguez, how a World Cup hero became a forgotten talent. James David Rodríguez Rubio was born on July 12, 1991, in Cúcuta, Colombia, but grew up in the city of Ibagué. From an early age, his left foot stood out, sharp passing, powerful strikes, and an eye for the game that was far beyond his years. He began his professional journey astonishingly young. At just 14 years old, James debuted for Envigado FC, a second-division Colombian club, becoming one of the youngest players in the league's history. His performances helped the team earn promotion to Colombia's top flight. In 2008, his talent caught the attention of club Atlético Banfield in Argentina. Moving abroad at only 17, James didn't just adapt, he thrived. By 2009, he became the youngest foreign player to score in the Argentine Primera División. His creativity, technique, and ability to dictate play from midfield quickly made him Banfield's star. This early rise paved the way for his move to Europe in 2010, when FC Porto signed him. There, James evolved into a polished, tactical playmaker, winning multiple trophies and gaining a reputation as one of the most promising young midfielders in the world. It was the perfect launchpad for the world stage that awaited him. In May 2013, James Rodríguez took the next big leap in his career, signing for AS Monaco in a deal worth around €45 million, one of the most expensive transfers in Ligue 1 history at the time. Monaco had just returned to France's top division, but their ambition was clear. They were building a squad of stars, and James was at the heart of their plans. From the start, James showed flashes of brilliance. Playing alongside Radamel Falcao, João Moutinho, and other high-profile signings, he adapted quickly to French football's pace and physicality. His vision, pinpoint passing, and set-piece mastery made him the creative engine of Monaco's attack. In the 2013-14 season, James contributed 9 goals and 12 assists in Ligue 1, helping Monaco finish second in the league, an incredible result for a newly promoted side. More than just numbers, his elegance on the ball and ability to dictate matches caught the eye of scouts and football fans across Europe. But it was his form at Monaco that set the stage for his iconic 2014 World Cup performance with Colombia, the tournament that would transform him from a rising star into a global superstar. The 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil wasn't just another tournament. It was James Rodríguez's personal stage. Coming off a stellar season with AS Monaco, he arrived with confidence, but few could have predicted what was about to unfold. From Colombia's opening match against Greece, James was electric, scoring, assisting, and controlling the game like a seasoned superstar. Against Uruguay in the round of 16, he delivered one of the most iconic goals in World Cup history. Chest control, turn, and a thunderous left-foot volley from outside the box that crashed off the crossbar and in. It was a goal so beautiful that it later won the Puskás Award for Goal of the Year. James finished the tournament with 6 goals in 5 matches, becoming the Golden Boot winner despite Colombia only reaching the quarterfinals. Beyond the stats, his passion, creativity, and flair made him the face of the tournament. Brazil's own legends, from Pelé to Ronaldo, praised his performances. That summer, James wasn't just Colombia's hero, he was the world's new football darling. The momentum from Brazil catapulted him into the biggest move of his career, a dream transfer to Real Madrid for €80 million. The boy from Cúcuta had conquered the world in just 1 month. In July 2014, fresh off his World Cup heroics, James Rodríguez completed a dream move to Real Madrid for a staggering €80 million, making him one of the most expensive signings in football history. The Santiago Bernabéu welcomed him like royalty. Tens of thousands of fans gathered just to see him juggle a ball in the famous white shirt. Under Carlo Ancelotti, James hit the ground running. His debut season was a success, 17 goals and 18 assists across all competitions, dazzling fans with his creativity, long-range strikes, and silky playmaking. He was more than just a number 10. He was the perfect link between midfield and attack, feeding Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, and Gareth Bale with precision passes. But the fairy tale didn't last. Ancelotti was replaced by Rafa Benitez in 2015, and then Zinedine Zidane in early 2016. Under Zidane, James's role diminished. The French coach preferred a more balanced, hard-working midfield trio of Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro, leaving little room for a luxury playmaker. Injuries and questions about his fitness didn't help his case. Despite flashes of brilliance, James often found himself on the bench during big matches. By the end of his second stint at Madrid, his career momentum had stalled. What was supposed to be the platform for him to dominate world football had instead become the first major setback in his journey. The Colombian wonder boy who lit up Brazil in 2014 was now fighting for minutes in a crowded Galactico squad, and the world began to wonder, was James destined to be another, what could have been, story? In the summer of 2017, James left Real Madrid on a 2-year loan to Bayern Munich, reuniting with his old coach Carlo Ancelotti. The move was meant to revive his career, new league, fresh start, and a coach who believed in him. At first, it worked. James adapted well to the Bundesliga, showing flashes of his old brilliance with precise passing, vision, and technical skill. In his debut season, he contributed 8 goals and 14 assists, helping Bayern win the Bundesliga and reach the Champions League semifinals. But the stability didn't last. Ancelotti was sacked just weeks into the season, and under new management, James's minutes began to fluctuate. Injuries and tactical changes saw him drift in and out of the starting lineup. By the end of his loan, Bayern chose not to make the move permanent. Another chapter closed without James fully recapturing his 2014 magic. After returning to Real Madrid and struggling again for game time, James took an unexpected step in 2020, joining Everton in the English Premier League, once again under Carlo Ancelotti. The move shocked many, but James made an instant impact in England. His debut month was electric. Goals, assists, and man-of-the-match performances brought Everton fans genuine hope. The partnership with Dominic Calvert-Lewin looked dangerous, and for a brief moment, James was back in the headlines. But the old problems returned: fitness issues, injuries, and questions about his ability to handle the physical demands of the Premier League. When Ancelotti left for Real Madrid in 2021, James lost his biggest supporter at the club. The new manager, Rafa Benitez, didn't see him as part of the plan. By September 2021, James had left Everton entirely, moving to Al Rayyan in Qatar, a signal to many that his days at the top level of European football were over. The roaring nights of the Bernabeu were replaced with quieter stadiums and far less pressure. Even there, injuries and inconsistency continued to follow him. In 2022, he moved to Olympiacos in Greece. There were sparks of brilliance, but they faded quickly, and by 2023, the two parted ways. Many began to wonder if the James who had lit up Brazil in 2014 was gone for good. But on the international stage, James still had something to say. At the Copa América 2024, wearing the Colombian shirt he had never abandoned, James turned back the clock. His vision, composure, and leadership carried Colombia deep into the tournament, and his performances earned him the Player of the Tournament award. For a brief moment, the football world was reminded of the genius that once made him the game's brightest star. Then, in 2025, James began a new chapter in North America, joining Club León in Mexico's Liga MX. The move marked another shift in his career, not a return to the very top, but a chance to keep playing competitively, enjoy the game, and inspire a new generation of fans in a different footballing culture. James Rodríguez's career has been a roller coaster. From the streets of Ibagué to World Cup superstardom, from the Galactico spotlight to far-flung leagues, and finally, to a late career revival in international football. His left foot will always be remembered: the goals, the passes, the magic moments that could turn a game in an instant. His 2014 World Cup run remains iconic, and his 2024 Copa América performance added an unexpected late chapter of pride and redemption. James may not have dominated football year after year as many once predicted, but his story is unforgettable. A tale of brilliance, struggle, resilience, and flashes of genius that will live on in football history. From World Cup hero to forgotten talent, and back to national hero, if only for a moment. This is James Rodríguez. If you enjoyed this deep dive into James Rodríguez's incredible rise, fall, and redemption, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep bringing you more football stories like this. And let me know in the comments, what do you think was the biggest turning point in James's career?